y'all, I'm Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. I talk a lot about personal development, growth, happiness, love, spirituality, all that type of stuff. And recently I read this book. It is called The Art of Saying No: How to Stand Your Ground, Reclaim Your Time and Energy, and Refuse to be Taken for Granted Without Feeling Guilty, by Damon Zaharias. This is a quick and easy read. I mean, whether you're an avid reader or not, somebody who doesn't really read, all the chapters are literally only like a page and a half, maybe 2 pages. So you can actually get through this book in a day if you allot some time to read. If you're somebody who tends to always help people, even if you don't really want to, or constantly put people in front of yourself when you know it's hurting you, or have a hard time turning people away because you don't want to seem like a jerk, you want to be nice, you want to be a good person, you're an empath who really struggles with prioritizing yourself, or you're possibly somebody who just cares so much about what the people think of you that you just want to be super well-rounded and you want people to see you in that way, then I would say that this book is definitely a book for you. I found this book on Amazon. I believe it was only like $10. I knew saying no to people was something that I've had an issue with for a while, but I had a coworker who was just so absolutely overbearing. I was always pressured into doing stuff that I didn't want to do. And I had told my boyfriend one time too, like when we were just talking in a normal conversation,
babe, I always seem to attract the most aggressive, overpowering, bullheaded people.
I don't even understand why all these people that just love to bum rush me, talk over me, and all this other stuff always seem to come my way. I really figured out why that was after I read this book. That was a conversation I had with him when I really started getting frustrated and things were really starting to boil over. I just went on Amazon and typed in how to say no, and this was the first book to pop up. I can't remember exactly how many reviews it had, but it definitely had thousands, almost 5 stars. I read the reviews and was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. It really allows you to see into yourself, into other people, to understand why you are the way you are. And the word that really got thrown around in this book is people pleaser. I've never considered myself a people pleaser. I think that's pretty offensive. You just doing stuff for everybody else. You just doing stuff that people want you to do to please them. I didn't like the sound of that, but I had to come to the truth of the fact that that's what I've been doing. I think I had such a major problem with it in the workplace. I don't brown nose or anything like that. I'm not that type, but I just always try to have a good attitude. I'm always going with the flow, even if it's something that I'm just like, I'm still gonna be like, you know, all right, cool, we can figure it out, because I know at some point I want to progress higher, or I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna need good reviews when they call to check on my references. But it just got to a point where I'm like, okay, this is too much. I really can't be like this anymore. And literally the first line in this book, the book starts with 3 quotes. It had me shook. So after you get past the first page in the table of contents, and he lists other books that he has and other products that he sells, it starts with notable quotes about saying no. And the first quote says, "If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will." Greg McKeown. Bruh, like, that could have been the book. That could have been the book right there. People will really low-key control your life if you let them. When I was thinking that I attract this certain type of person, yeah, I was, because of how I was as a person. If somebody comes over me talking and I don't got time to hear all that because I got things to do, I'm gonna listen. If you need help, even though I'm super busy, I'm gonna help. If you want me to come over for this, that, and the third, and I already got something else planned, I'm gonna try to figure it out. I never really saw it as other people controlling my life, but that's what it's been. This book was really good for me. I have felt so much more free and so much more like myself. Being this way, you don't even gain respect. If you just allow people to pull you left and right, that's not respectable. Because if you don't respect yourself, if you don't respect your own time, how can somebody else respect your time? Because you're doing everything that people want you to do on a whim, and that's not cool. It's not even like I wanted to be doing all this stuff and going about things in all these ways. I just didn't know how to say no, I don't want to go, no, I don't have time. And the book gives you several reasons why you could be doing that to yourself. I don't want to give you too much because I don't want to like kill the book for you if you decide that you want to read it. But in one part of the book, it says that if somebody asks you something and you say no and they get mad about it, it's not even really you that they're mad at. They're mad at the fact that they don't have help. They were counting on you to look out for them and help them. And the fact that you said no, you just put them in a predicament to where they had to go seek help from somebody else, from somewhere else, which really isn't your problem. There's also a part in the book where it helps you figure out what to do and what not to do in certain situations. It specifically says not to lie. Don't try to make up something. And one example is because if you say, oh no, I can't help you Monday, I have a doctor's appointment, and they be like, oh, that's fine, can you come Tuesday? What are you gonna do then? You either gonna be like, oh yeah, I can come, or you gonna be like, oh no, I have to go walk my dog, and then they be like, okay, cool, can you come Wednesday? Then are you just gonna keep lying? And then it's gonna be obvious that you just don't want to help when you should just say that, you know, or say that you're not available or something. And then two, if somebody asks you for something or they ask you to do something, they request anything of you and you say you can't, you're making yourself come off as if you're powerless, like you're unable to control your life to do what you want or need to do, and you're devaluing yourself by doing that. And that's really just going to keep bringing people back around, because if you can't do it now, you could probably do it later. People need to know that they cannot always come to you and ask you for stuff. This book really teaches you a lot. I mean, in the table of contents, really breaks it down piece by piece. Part 1, the people pleasing habit. Truly, that's what it is. If you are a people pleaser and you feel like you can't help it, it's probably because you really can't. It's just ingrained in your body. It's just ingrained in who you are. Your body has created a habit of being a people pleaser. So even when you want to say no and it's right on the tip of your tongue, it's just going to fall out of your mouth and you're going to say yeah, and then you're going to be mad at yourself for saying yeah. And it's just because you've been doing it for so long that that's what your body is used to doing. And even if you say no, you will feel guilty because your body has hardwired that emotion into your system, that anytime you tell somebody no, your body just flips on the switch.
Okay, it's time to be guilty.
And the only way to stop that, the only way to break yourself out of that, is to start saying no, to start declining people, to stop helping people, and not even in a way to sound like a jerk, but to put yourself first. Because the more you do it, the more your body is going to get used to, like, oh, okay, this is our new way of life now. And you have to talk yourself down from feeling guilty, because really whenever somebody else wants something from you or asks something from you, it's really not your problem. We all need help sometimes, but if somebody always feels like they can rely on you and you always say yeah, you really putting that person and everybody else before you, and we just can't keep doing that. That was a game changer just right there. And then it tells you all of the reasons that you struggle to say no. You're afraid of offending people. You don't want to disappoint people. You don't want to seem selfish. You want to help others. You want to appear valuable. You want to avoid conflict. And just knowing all of these things will really help you stop being so nice. I mean, it's cool to be nice, but when you're too nice, when you're so nice, you have no boundaries and people just step all over you. And some people recognize that and they abuse it to the T. And then the book gives you 10 strategies for saying no without looking or feeling like a jerk. No, I'm not able to help you, but maybe you can ask da-da-da. They're good at doing stuff like that. They could really help you. Or describe your lack of bandwidth. That means you're not knowledgeable in that. I don't really know what I'm doing in that field. I don't really know how to braid. I can't really type that fast or whatever it is. So I'm not the person for you. Thank you for considering me though, but I'm not the best person to help you with that. Like, what? This book, I'm telling you, if you have issues with you feeling like people run over you all the time, you being too nice, you want to be more assertive, but you just don't know how to go about it in a way that helps you retain your character and who you are, this is the book for you. These ways are really embarrassing. Like, it to me, it doesn't feel too good to come out of my mouth and say I'm a people pleaser. I have a hard time telling people no, I can't speak up for myself. But it's something that you have to at least know about yourself first and then want to do something about it. And I haven't been this way all my life. I don't think it started happening until I got arrested and failed out of nursing school. That time in my life, I mean, it really crushed me in so many ways. I just wasn't really feeling good about myself. I was beating myself up all the time. And then a year and a half later, maybe after that, I got pregnant with my daughter. And then after I had her, I graduated. So I was a new mom and a new college graduate all at the same time. And it was just so much. I was a hot mess. So somewhere in between there, I lost it. I thought to myself, if I can't stand up for my own self, if I can't speak my mind for myself, how am I supposed to stand up for my child, for my future children? How am I supposed to stand up for a cause that I believe in? How am I supposed to stand up for anything if I cannot stand up for myself? So if you find that you're caring too much about what people think, or you always want to do right and you don't want to upset people, and you always just want to look good and you want to be a good person and you always want to help, get this book. It's only $10. You can read it really quick. It's written as a guide. I think that's how he writes all his books. So it's like boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's no extra fluff. It's not written in a deep, complex way. I mean, it's really straight to the point. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. I've come a long way myself having this book, and I've only had it for like 3 months now. So when you have problems with certain things that really aggravate you to the T, that you really dislike that you do or that you say, and to move forward from that in just a few days, a few weeks, a couple months, I mean, you cannot put a price on that at all. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the book. And that's it for today. And until next time, and peace and love, I'm out.